Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and thought, how did I get here so fast? One minute you're chasing grandkids around the backyard, and the next your knees ache just bending down to tie your shoes. Aging sneaks up like that, quiet but persistent. And while we may joke about it, there's something else that tends to show up around this time too: fear. Not just the fear of getting older, but the fear of not living well as we do. Of becoming a number on a chart. A statistic. But here's the good news: you're not a number. And the truth is, most of the health issues that take people out after 75 aren't random. They're preventable. That's right, 99% of deaths after 75 come down to just a handful of causes. And once you know what they are, and more importantly, what to do about them, you can actually take steps to stay ahead. Stay healthier. Stay you. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you're here because you're serious about staying strong, sharp, and independent as you age, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more people just like you, and keeps these videos coming your way. Alright, let's talk about what's really taking seniors down, and how you can avoid being part of that 99%. Let's start with something most people don't like to talk about: heart disease. It's the #1 killer for folks over 75, and yet it's also one of the most avoidable. The big problem? It often doesn't come with dramatic warning signs. One day you're fine, the next day, not. But the truth is, it builds up quietly over time: clogged arteries, high blood pressure, a little too much salt in the food, and not enough movement in the day. But here's the thing: even if you've never been a gym person, you can start protecting your heart right now. Start with movement. Not exercise, movement. Walk around the house during commercials. March in place while waiting for your tea to boil. Even standing up and sitting down from a chair without using your hands, that's a mini workout. Your heart doesn't care how fancy it looks. It just wants to know you're still using it. And food? Don't fall for the bland, senior diet myth. You don't have to eat dry toast and boiled carrots. Try swapping one thing a day, like using olive oil instead of butter, or eating a handful of walnuts instead of cookies. Small changes. Big impact. Your heart notices, even when you don't. Now, the second silent threat is something you've probably felt creeping in: falls. Not a dramatic cause like heart attacks, but here's the truth: fall-related injuries are one of the biggest reasons older adults end up in hospitals, lose their independence, or worse. And what's scary is how fast it happens. One slip in the bathroom. One misstep in the hallway. That's all it takes. But this doesn't have to be you. Start by looking around your home. Is there a rug that bunches up? A corner that always seems darker than it should be? Grab bars in the shower? These little things matter. Because what might feel like just a small risk today can turn into a life-changing injury tomorrow. There's a man named Ed who lives 2 blocks from me. He's 83. Still chops his own firewood. But a couple of years ago, he tripped over his dog's toy at night and broke his hip. He told me later it wasn't the pain that got to him, it was the months of recovery, the feeling of being dependent. I lost my rhythm, he said. And getting it back was the hardest part. That stuck with me. Because when we talk about avoiding death, we also need to talk about protecting our rhythm. Our way of life. So check your space. Add brighter bulbs, remove clutter, wear non-slip socks in the house. It's not over-preparing, it's protecting your rhythm. And don't underestimate your legs. Strong legs keep you standing. If you can do 5 sit-to-stands from a chair every morning, you're already ahead. If not, work up to it. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Now that we've tackled your heart and your balance, 2 of the biggest life changers, it's time to keep going. Because there's more to staying alive after 75 than just not dying. It's about staying alert, steady, and in charge of your life. You've probably noticed how your body sends little signals now and then. Maybe your digestion isn't what it used to be. Maybe you feel bloated more often, or your appetite has changed. Most people shrug it off and say, "That's just getting older." But what if I told you that ignoring those signs could lead to something serious? Let's talk about the third big reason so many people over 75 pass away, and don't even see it coming: chronic inflammation. Now, that might sound like a fancy medical term, but let's keep it simple. Inflammation is like a slow burn inside your body. You might not feel it directly, but over time it wears down your organs, messes with your blood sugar, affects your joints, and even your brain. It's been linked to everything from diabetes to cancer. And the worst part? It feeds off your daily habits, what you eat, how you move, how much sleep you get, and even how stressed you are. But here's the good news: you can cool that fire down, starting today. Think about what you're putting on your plate. Processed foods, things in boxes or bags with long ingredient lists, are like fuel for inflammation. Instead, aim for real food. Things with one ingredient. Apples. Eggs. Spinach. If your grandma would have recognized it as food, it's probably good for you. And spices like turmeric and ginger? They're not just tasty, they're natural anti-inflammatories. Add a pinch to your tea or soup. It helps more than you'd think. And then there's water. Most folks over 75 don't drink nearly enough. Even being mildly dehydrated can trigger inflammation in the body. So keep a glass nearby. Sip throughout the day. You don't need to chug, just stay steady. Now, let's talk about something a little more uncomfortable, but we have to go there: respiratory illness. Pneumonia, bronchitis, and yes, even the flu, still take far too many lives every year. And after 75, your lungs just aren't what they used to be. They're like a pair of old bellows, still useful, but not as strong. One good cough can knock you down for weeks. One bad infection can spiral into something worse. But it doesn't have to. There are small things you can do every day to keep your lungs healthy. One is walking. Just 5 to 10 minutes outside or around the house can help your lungs expand and move mucus out. Breathing exercises help too. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it for 3 seconds, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Do that a few times a day, especially if you're mostly indoors. And let's not skip over the importance of fresh air. If you live somewhere warm enough, crack a window now and then. Let that air move. And during flu season, don't be shy about wearing a mask in crowded places, especially if you're around folks who are coughing. You're not being overly cautious. You're being smart. Protecting your lungs is protecting your life. Now here's something that often gets overlooked: medication mix-ups. It might not sound like a cause of death, but it's quietly responsible for thousands of hospital visits and complications every year. Think about how many pills you might be taking: one for blood pressure, another for sleep, maybe something for cholesterol or arthritis. Over time, the list gets longer, and it's easy to lose track. Maybe you miss a dose. Maybe you take 2 by mistake. Or maybe 2 drugs don't play well together and cause side effects that leave you dizzy, confused, or worse. One gentleman I knew, Harold, was 79 when he started feeling tired all the time. He thought it was just aging. But it turned out 2 of his medications were interacting badly. His blood pressure meds were lowering his heart rate too much. His doctor fixed it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But it took Harold months of feeling off before he spoke up. So here's your move: once a year, just once, bring all your medications, prescriptions, vitamins, everything, to your doctor or pharmacist. Have them go through it. Ask, do I still need all of these? Are any of these causing problems together? It's a simple conversation that could literally save your life. By now, you're probably noticing a theme here. The biggest dangers after 75 aren't dramatic. They're subtle, quiet, slow-moving. But they build up until suddenly, they're not so quiet anymore. And the key to beating them? Awareness. Small actions. Being just a little more intentional with how you live your day. And that brings us to one more thing that affects everything we've talked about so far: sleep. You might not think sleep is a killer, but poor sleep wrecks your immune system, weakens your heart, messes with your balance, and fuels inflammation. It's like knocking over the first domino, everything else follows. Now, if you're over 75, chances are you're waking up more at night. That's normal. But what's not normal is tossing and turning for hours, waking up tired, or needing naps all day just to function. Your body heals during sleep. Your brain clears waste. If you're not getting enough rest, your body can't fight. It can't repair. So here's what to do. Stick to a bedtime. Get some natural light during the day, even just sitting near a window. Avoid screens at night. And try not to eat heavy meals too close to bed. You don't need to aim for perfection. Just give your body a fair shot at getting the rest it deserves. Because the truth is, after 75, your life isn't winding down, it's adjusting. It's shifting into a different rhythm. And how you live right now, today, makes all the difference in whether that rhythm stays strong, or gets interrupted. Now, we've already talked about your heart, your balance, inflammation, your lungs, medications, and sleep. That's 6 major reasons most people over 75 don't make it longer. But there are 2 more that quietly chip away at your health if you're not watching closely. And one of them? It's happening to a lot of people without them even knowing. Let's talk about kidney function. After 75, your kidneys are like an old coffee filter. They still work, but not quite as fast or efficiently. And when they start to struggle, toxins can build up in your body. Your blood pressure can rise. You might feel more tired. But because it happens slowly, it's easy to miss. Many people don't even realize they have kidney issues until they're in serious trouble. What makes it worse is that certain things we think are harmless can be hard on your kidneys, like over-the-counter painkillers. Ibuprofen, for example, might help your joints feel better in the moment, but taking it regularly can quietly damage your kidneys over time. And when you're also on other medications, like blood pressure pills or diuretics, it adds more strain. So how do you protect your kidneys? First, water. Yes, it's simple, but staying hydrated helps your kidneys do their job. Don't wait until you're thirsty. Sip throughout the day, even if it's just a little at a time. Second, keep an eye on salt. Too much salt raises blood pressure and forces your kidneys to work harder. You don't need to cut it out completely, but try seasoning with herbs, garlic, or lemon instead. And finally, talk to your doctor about your medications. If you're using painkillers often, ask about safer options. There's a woman I know, Jean, she's 81, who ended up in the hospital because of dehydration and kidney stress. She told me she just didn't like drinking water because it made her need the bathroom too often. And I get it, that's annoying. But now she keeps a little pitcher by her chair and drinks a small glass every couple of hours. It's a routine now, she said. And I feel more alert than I have in years. Little habits like that matter. And they're even more important when we talk about this final cause of death that's often misunderstood. Depression and emotional isolation. Now you might be thinking, I'm not depressed, I just don't go out as much. Or, I like being alone. And that's totally fine, solitude can be peaceful. But there's a difference between enjoying time alone and feeling like no one's really there anymore. After 75, many people lose friends, spouses, and even their sense of purpose. That quiet sadness can turn into something heavier, something that affects your energy, your appetite, your immune system, even your will to keep going. One of the most heartbreaking things is when someone's body is still going, but their spirit's already tired. And when that emotional weight builds up, it weakens the whole system. People stop eating well. They move less. They sleep more during the day and less at night. It becomes a slow decline. Not from a disease, but from disconnection. But it doesn't have to be that way. You don't need a huge social circle. You don't even need to leave the house every day. You just need connection. A reason to wake up. Something that makes you feel useful, loved, and alive. Call a friend. Even if you haven't spoken in years, call. Send a letter. Write down stories from your life. Join an online group, or even just watch videos that make you laugh or think. Plant something. Start a daily walk with your neighbor. These small touches of life, they give you fuel. I once met a man named Walter. He was 89 and had no surviving family, no kids. But every morning, he would go out and wave at the school bus driving by his house. After a while, the kids started waving back. Eventually, the bus driver stopped one day and gave him a small gift, a drawing from one of the children. That little connection changed his days. He looked forward to that bus. He had something to smile about. And that smile? That's health. That's life. So let's put it all together now, not as a scary list of threats, but as a reminder of just how much is in your control. Most people don't die of one big, dramatic moment after 75. They slip, slowly, into poor health from things they could have acted on. But you're here. You're listening. You care. And that already puts you in a different category. You can move more. Eat better. Sleep deeper. Breathe cleaner. Think sharper. And feel more alive, at 75, at 85, even at 105. Your age is not your limit. Your habits are your power. So let this video be your reminder, you don't have to accept decline as your destiny. You can fight back, with simple, daily actions. You can stay in control. Stay steady. Stay you. If this video spoke to you, if even one of these habits hit home, please, leave a comment below. Let me know what you're working on, or share your own tips. Someone else might really need to hear it. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss more helpful videos coming your way. Here's to living your best life, one strong, healthy, connected day at a time.